Hi there, welcome back to the History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. Today we're going to continue volume 17, episode 17 of my Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks scrapbooks. And if you caught my last video, I was talking about having been to Red Rocks, Colorado for Stevie's concert, And in doing so, we couldn't come right back in time to see her San Diego or Santa Barbara show. I apologize. So the next one we went to was Anaheim. And Anaheim is like where Disneyland is and stuff. And what's funny is I was looking at this and even reading through my journal and stuff like that, and I don't recall a bunch about this show at all. Usually I can remember like being out front, waiting, the vibe or, anything specific about it. And maybe it could be because I was kind of still on the high of Colorado. And I guess I probably also got back to Northern California and probably drove back down. So that was a lot of a trip. I can imagine that's the only way. I definitely would not have flown into Southern California and stayed there. I would have had to go home all the way and then come back to Southern California. And for those who don't remember from any of the earlier videos or don't know, from where I live to Southern California is about 12 hours. And going to Anaheim is even a little further south. That's not like Los Angeles proper. So it would have been a trip. So I would have gotten down to probably the Southern California spot where my friend was living, and then together, gosh, I don't know if maybe she's further Southern California and we came back up, or I'm just not entirely too sure. I also think that my best friend was still living in Long Beach, so I could have stayed with her. I really don't remember. It's the damnedest thing. Normally also I'll remember, like I said, especially staying out front and getting the tickets. And it looks to me like my friend was able to get the tickets. It could be that maybe we just also didn't have the best seats. It says section 101 floor chair, which is usually the fold-up chairs. And by the look of it, it's like a long amphitheater, more a little bit different, more that kind of sloped, U shape instead of the whole circle kind of thing, even though they make it a horseshoe shape at like the larger venues like the Oracle Arena in San Jose or the, stadium or MSG and is it MSG? Right, Madison Square Garden, yeah, in New York and stuff like that. And so no, this one is just a little bit more because it's an amphitheater, kind of like Concord and Shoreline. But anyway, it was. I remember it was still a good show. I remember that. I remember that I was close enough. So no, I guess we did have a little bit closer because again, not the greatest shots, but still better than nothing. These ones were. I kind of like the sequence of these three in particular here. You can see again, they're kind of got that hazy look about them. And then now when I try and blow them up, they get a little pixely, but what are you going to do? And then it kind of ends in this great shot here of Stevie. These pictures are so dark, I have to remember to just kind of take them out of their plastic to get the best focus on them. And obviously the set list wasn't changing much, if at all. It wasn't until I went to Reno that I got a set list, which is really weird. Not to say that like, oh, I get them every time, or I'm front row. I don't want to sound like that at all, but it seemed to me like there was a period where I was just getting them hand over fist, and I can't find them. Now, I have shared in the past. It's hard for me to do that, but I know I've given some. Could be that I just have pictures, but I mean, usually I'll have that and it's in scrapbooks, and I don't see any. I just see the one from Reno. And then I have a couple later during like 24 karat gold era, but not too much. And I know that I really work hard. And listen, also, again, not sounding like wah, 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 or something like that, but we were getting to know the band pretty well. If the last one, or is it coming up, or was it the next one, or was that the last one there? I'm trying to think here. Nope, coming up still. Seeing the band quite a bit. And so it's not like they know me, but they were seeing the same face over and over again. So it was a little bit more easier to just kind of be like, kind of peek and kind of like, please, could you, and a lot of times that would happen. But it's just weird to me. It's just an observation. So anyway, so there were these pictures, and then down here, a little bit of a nicer, clearer one here. Now this ticket was my friend's ticket, I'm thinking, and it said section 102, row 1. So maybe that, I don't know how I would have had hers, or I printed it out for her at the time or something. So that's all I'm thinking, but I had a copy of it. I'm guessing that the one here on this side is mine. And then some more, again, Beauty and the Beast time. And I'll tell you what, again, it was not remotely as special as it was in Vegas. It will never be as special as it was in Vegas, but I was getting real giddy every time it came to be that time. This is a really pretty picture, but it's really, you can kind of see Oliver. It's been lightened, but you can see how pixely and grainy it is. It's really unfortunate, but it's a pretty picture otherwise. Same with this one here. Just really bad texture on that one. This is so Wild Heart looking to me. This just really kind of brings me back to that. Her and Vanessa. That's a cute photo. And I think this was a separate picture here. No, yeah, this one was Stevie. But I guess at the end, kind of towards the bow thing at the end. Then this funny little piece of paper, because I'll tell you, I keep anything. I mean, this tiny ass little piece of paper that I've had and kept for all these years. It was out of a paper and I cut it off. Oh, it was the LA Weekly for 7/22/05. And the show again was on the 24th. And I'll start from the top just because it kind of goes all the way in. But it says Sunday, feel free to mock me endlessly. But I got a thing for earliest 80s prog rock supergroup Asia. Heat of the moment, Soul Survivor. They please me. God, I am so lame. With Tom Grisgraber and the McKibben Band. And it goes on to that. Then it says, or if you're a little less lame than I am, go see Stevie Nicks at the Arrowhead Pond. And even though the last time I saw her in concert, she was endlessly dull. But it's just funny. All the time when I'm there, I'll try and get anything I can of, when she's going to be in. And again, if you notice through my paperwork, which is so weird to me, the further I go in the in the concert journals and all this kind of stuff, the less stuff I seem to have. It's just the weirdest damn thing to me. And I guess maybe that's all only because, with Rumors and Wild Heart and Belladonna and all those other eras before, so much has come out and there's the internet and eBay and friends who have duplicate, they bought 5 and 6 papers. But when I go to a show, I still always try and look, and it's even harder now. And I was in, the last time I saw Stevie in Concord in Oregon here. I was asking friends forever and a day if they got the newspaper, and I guess now the Oregonian only goes like every other day or something like that. And to my knowledge, there still had never been a write-up in a paper, like a print thing of Stevie in concert. And I just miss those days so much. I miss that the next morning you're still all hyped up and you go and you get the newspaper and there's their review, and it helps you kind of relive it for better or for worse. And cut it out in a souvenir and be like, I was there. It was just so cool. And, so even though this asshat's little comment is so rude, it's like, it was not endlessly dull. I don't know when the hell he went and saw her, but it's never dull for Stevie. And it's not just because I'm a fan. It's because I go and I enjoy it. And I guess maybe if you haven't seen her in a while and don't go see her often, or, every tour, every other tour, it's been years, maybe that's dull for you. But, for me, it chews me off a little bit. But that's about all I could find on that. And that's obviously prior to her arriving. And then after this, I had a show on the 26th. So, I was in the LA area or Southern California trying to keep up on finding stuff all the time and just no such luck. But it's really funny to me again. It's really weird to me that I can't remember. And I thought possibly on this one, I went by myself. I honestly think it's the next show. I think I went by myself. There's just something, I have a feeling for some reason something happened and my friend couldn't go or didn't want to go. Which does become part of a storyline later in shows. Just her zest for it wasn't starting yet, but there were signs. Always the joke that there will be signs, and I could be wrong. This one, because it had her name on the ticket, I do think she was at this one, but a little piece of me thinks that possibly she may not have been at the next one that I talked about. So hope you enjoyed this one. Not too many pictures. I really chose the best what I could for this show, and made the 2 pages with the ticket and stuff. But just also kind of want to keep these short because normally I'll go through a whole era of something and through the time. But since these are my concert experiences, I just thought making individual videos would be best. So hope you enjoyed it. Please come back and join me because the next one coming up again will be the Gibson Amphitheater. And it says Los Angeles, but that's really, I don't think it's not really properly in. It says L.A. I guess it is. No, but it's near. I just forgot the name of it. Not Disneyland. What's the other one? The movie place. It's by there. We'll figure it out next video I make. I'll have it together then. Right now I'm not thinking about that one. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. We'll see you next time. Bye.